Wasabi guys, welcome back to another Market Watch video. This is for the final week of April. We have some of the biggest price changes as a result of pretty much knowing every card from the Streets of New Capenna and the adjacent Commander product. As always, if you appreciate these Market Watch videos, do subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me, it really helps me grow, so I get to keep doing this every week. First card, it's a pretty big one, and this is, believe it or not, because of Pioneer. Not used to talking about that format, but Collective Defiance is a 3-mana Escalate sorcery from Eldritch Moon. I've liked this card, I just never thought it was quite as impactful as a Wheel of Fortune play, which in Commander, if you're able to make all players discard their hand and then draw 7 cards, it just works better. So this makes sense that it is for Pioneer. If Pioneer is what I think it is, a 1v1 format, that first mode where they have to discard all the cards in their hand and then draw that many is going to be a lot better. And with something like Narset, you can keep your opponent's hand empty. That will definitely help you win. It also doesn't hurt that the other modes are also relevant in a 60 card format. Smaller scale, so 4 damage to a creature or 3 damage to an opponent, packs a much bigger punch. Overall, going up to $5 to $6, when for the majority of its existence it's been around the $1 mark, I think is amazing. Next up we have Deca, Fractal Theorist from Commander 2021, heading on up above $4. Similar situation, not a very expensive Commander card, but Magecraft is basically a spell slinger trigger, where whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, you get an ability. This one gives you a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. You put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is that spell's mana value, and you can also make a target creature token unblockable for 4 mana. If you like Talrind, this has potential to be even stronger than Talrind. You could get larger tokens, but if you guys have any idea as to why Deca is going up in price, please let me know. I have a feeling it could be because of the new Commander option on Hello, and also being a spell slinger strategy where you need to sacrifice creatures. That's what comes to mind, but I would like to know what you guys do think about that. Next up we have Cavalier of Thorns. I've been talking about the Cavaliers a lot. Ever since they came out in 2019, I've been telling you all that despite the fact they have 3 of 1 mana symbol in their cost, which could make them awkward to play, they're still going to give you some of the best value for 5 mana. And while the other ones haven't gone up that much, Cavalier of Thorns is definitely going to go up because of land strategies, elemental strategies, but especially because of landfall, anything having to do with lands. It's going to be valuable in Commander, but as you can see looking at the chart, it's been under $5 for a long time. Now getting above $6, I do kind of feel vindicated. Next up we have Academy Manufactor. Shocker, I know, right? Anytime you can create additional tokens, whenever you would create one of these 3 clues, foods, or treasure tokens, you're gonna have combo potential, and Academy Manufactor is already part of some combos, maybe some convoluted ones, but still, the potential is there. If we ever get any future support for food tokens or clue tokens, this could really blow the game wide open for you. And now getting close to $8, when for a while it's been under $4, that's a pretty significant gain. And I've also been warning you about Modern Horizons 2 and Commander Legends, these sets where you have some clear favorites, like you have Ragavan, but you had other ones like these that were still pretty cheap that you could pick up enough for your decks, but now that it's getting close to $8, I don't know. That's the thing with some of these sets, if you wait too long you might regret it. And then following that we have some impact here because of the Commander product. The Beamtown Bullies, we have a lot of these creatures that when they enter, or just in general, they're not good for your opponents to control. So with Tempting Worm, you have a pretty significant play. If you dump it into your graveyard, you give it to your opponent using the Beamtown Bullies ability. Each of their opponent gets to put any number of artifact, creature, enchantment, and or land cards from their hand into play. I have a feeling that's why this is going up, and that's the only reason why. Getting above $6, again, a relatively worthless card. I should probably caution you, I don't know if it's going to be that strong compared to some other things, just because the deck you want to build is going to be filled with other creatures like this, so why would you want to cheat into play a bunch of awful creatures? And also this works for each opponent, so you're also giving your other opponents essentially free plays. But the next card, which I really like this next one, I think it works perfectly, Bronze Bombshell. When a player other than Bronze Bombshell's owner controls it, that player sacrifices it. If the player does, Bronze Bombshell deals 7 damage to them. So now getting close to a $10 card, same deal as before. You see the chart, a relative unknown. It needed this type of card, it needed this Commander, because outside of the Beamtown Bullies, what are you going to do with it? I like this better because it sacrifices itself, so it goes right back into your graveyard and you can bring it back again in a later turn. A big downside with something like this Commander is that you could run out of gas, you could run out of options. and while 7 damage to a 40 starting life total isn't going to be that painful if it's once a turn, the fact that it won't exile off of that ability is actually pretty cool. Now let's talk about some losers. We didn't have too many unique losers. A lot of it was just tied to the speculation of cards going into the Commander product in Streets of New Capenna, and I don't really feel like talking about a set that is barely released, because if you look at the chart for any set, pretty much every card starts out 1,000% higher than it should be, so there's no real information you're gaining by just going over every loser from Streets of New Capenna when it's barely been out. But Korma's Spell is a loser here. It did go up right before Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, and I have a feeling it's because people started to recognize the combo potential, or really the shutdown potential I should say. With Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, if you make all land swamps, all swamps become 1/1 black creatures. How that would work with the commander like Elesh Norn, or with really any card that can give all of your opponent's creatures -1/-1 at least, you would get rid of all their lands. Other than that though, it doesn't have any kind of practical application. Like, you're not going to play Korma's Spell because you just want to have fun. You're likely playing it because you want to ruin someone's day. So you saw there it got up to around a $10 card. Now it's coming right back down to reality, and this is the 4th edition, but for most people, this is the version that they're going to entertain buying. And the last card to talk about today is Archmage Emeritus from Strixhaven's School of Mages. This is another card. You look at the chart there, with the exception of that one spike, someone thought this was a $40 card, but this has been a $2 card forever. I guess in the past week or two, it's been a $3 card, so now it is going back down. I like it. I think you should definitely play it. I always recommend cards like these if you know they're going to be valuable in the Commander format and they're relatively low risk. You don't really have much to lose. I do have to say, there's a caveat. This is the type of card that would be reprinted in a Commander product, no doubt. Anyway, let me know what you think about the Market Watch for the final week of April 2022. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Commander Void here. I will see you all next time.